do you feel that there are any potential problems or challenges that we have now? It could be with respect to regulations, or it could be with respect to, some sort of jurisdictions or anything like that, that could explain that, what are the things which stands in its way as of now?
Regulatory, because typically a blockchain network is going to be global in nature. Now, when blockchain as a technology, let's keep it aside right now. What is
Mhm.
it? What is going to be the usage of blockchain technology? Let's take an example of a supply chain kind of a business, or trade finance in banking, or remittances or payments in banking kind of a system, or vaccination supply, or healthcare records and all in a business. Yeah, that kind of a business. You see the names that have taken: trade finance, payments, supply chain, healthcare, insurance, and all. There is not one player involved in it. There are
Right,
multiple players, and
right.
all these businesses are global in nature. So
Very
when
true.
there is one blockchain network, for example, facilitating a supply chain or facilitating a trade finance transaction, banks, shippers, customs, these kind of
Mhm.
financial regulatory authorities, and of course
Mhm.
the import and exporter in case of a trade finance transaction, they all have to be on one single blockchain network. Now comes
Right.
the regulation part. Your regulation has to be global in nature. Because if you remember at the start of the discussion, I said we are moving from centralized to decentralized. In
Mhm.
layman terms, the decentralization means that when the transaction happens, the execution can happen on any of the node anywhere in the
Mhm.
world, because
Right.
one single global network. And the beauty is, same execution today happens, let's say a node in India. Tomorrow a node is free. The execution can happen in US.
Okay.
Suppose there is a conflict. It's a classical
Mhm.
question. Suppose there is a conflict, which jurisdiction will apply?
Uh,
US or India?
dear.
Right? I'm assuming exporter is in US and importer is in India. Other way around also. So therefore, the laws that are governing transactions on blockchain will have to be global in nature. So that's first
Okay.
challenge, but that challenge is being addressed. Governments, for example, Niti Aayog in India, we are working on it. Then
Right, right.
comes the standards. Even that, when the business is global, when the transaction is global, you need common standards across the world, not just implementation, but also development standards. As we speak, those things are also working. Remember my analogy of setting up a
Yes,
city.
yes,
So
yes,
roads are being built,
yes,
sewerage is
yes,
being
yes.
laid down. So
Right,
these
right.
regulatory aspects is being worked upon. So is your standards. And then
Mhm.
comes another thing. This definitely is cost intensive at
Okay.
the start.
Mhm.
So businesses will have to invest, but now when the infrastructure is set up and initial investment is done, the transaction cost is absolutely cheap. In fact, it will be negligible, because the cost will be shared over the global network among many,
Right,
many players. So the
right.
transaction cost is going to be minimal. So initial cost is high, but
Mhm.
maintenance cost is low.